So the Border Patrol chief has to report to a judge and go to this hearing.
U.S. Border Patrol Gregory Bovino, as Anthony stated, reported to federal court this morning here in Chicago. This is video of him arriving. Judge Sarah Ellis asked pointed questions about incidents where agents used tear gas on crowds like the one Friday in Old Irving Park that unfolded near a Halloween parade filled with children.
You idiots respond by protesting and bringing your Mexican flag. You piss Trump off, and guess what Trump is doing now?
The Trump administration replacing many senior leaders with Border Patrol officials amid a push to ramp up deportations.
Yeah, y'all asked for it. I told y'all, daddy's home. How are you good people doing, my American and foreign brothers and sisters? Welcome to the channel. I am Ty Smith. You're watching my channel, Model Renaissance Man, which I'm greatly appreciative of. Follow me up here, follow me down here, click this, it helps me. Thank you very much. If and when you do subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification that will bring out a drop box for you to select all notifications. That way you will get notified. Lastly, do not forget to check out the other channel called Man, Husband, Father, and everything I ask you to do on my channel here, do it on my other channel as well, all right? And also make sure you pray for Jamaica. Family in Kingston and Stony Hills are out. But at the same time, when I say out, they're out of the bad part. They're going to still get a bunch of rain and things like that, some winds, but not nothing that's going to be absolutely 100% like death threatening as of now. There still could be landslides and things like that, but pray for the western part of Jamaica, okay? Pray for them. Montego Bay definitely is close to the eye where a lot of the high winds are, so make sure you still continue to pray for Jamaica. Jamaica, I put a up me and Chris. I pray today. Yeah. Right? Do that. All right, y'all. Thank you. Okay. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, why in the world do y'all think that the Border Patrol chief is going to be damaged by y'all thinking that because he has to do what he has to do now after appearing in court, that that's going to change anything? So let me tell you something, folks, so some of you guys that don't know this. The Border Patrol chief was summoned to court after he was shown throwing some tear gas at some peaceful protesters. And the reason why he's been summoned and he got summoned for their hearing today is because the judge put out an order that they're only to use tear gas when they feel that their life is threatened or in imminent danger or whatever like that. So having a whole bunch of raging, spitting, slobbing maniacs coming at you and screaming and yelling, pointing fingers and having objects in their hand is not considered an imminent threat. Even though the Border Patrol, DHS, told them several times to back up, they kept coming and getting in their faces. I showed y'all in the video the other day. So he deployed some tear gas, and all of a sudden, they used that video, and the judge, which most likely is woke, I want you to come and report to me. Well, this is what happened when he showed up to that hearing.
Welcome back. It is 12:33. We have some breaking news as we take a view from Sky Fox, which is over the Little Village neighborhood right now. A protest unfolding. We can see from this vantage point the crowd holding Mexican flags and signs. They are protesting the Trump administration's crackdown on immigration. And this is the same neighborhood. And perhaps this is no coincidence. This is happening right during the federal hearing of Customs and Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino, which just let out. That's the neighborhood where he himself appeared in that video deploying tear gas on a crowd as well.
Yeah, that happened over the weekend. Looks like there's a significant number of people there. We'll continue to monitor this protest, but we also want to kind of update you on what has transpired over the morning. The head of U.S. Border Patrol, Gregory Bovino, as Anthony stated, reported to federal court this morning here in Chicago. This is video of him arriving. Judge Sarah Ellis asked pointed questions about incidents where agents used tear gas on crowds like the one Friday in Old Irving Park that unfolded near a Halloween parade filled with children. Judge Ellis has ordered Bovino to report to her daily at 6 p.m. to detail any further use of force. This all stems from a temporary restraining order that was issued in a lawsuit filed by a group of journalists.
Yeah, there have been a couple of complaints, and we are joined this afternoon by law professor from Kent, Carolyn Shapiro, to break down kind of what happened in court today. Carolyn, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so we have been reporting this morning that the judge is putting some new parameters on Gregory Bovino here. What is your reaction to what was decided today in that hearing?
Well, she didn't decide a lot. She asked him a lot of questions. She made it clear to him at the outset that she expected him to understand and follow the temporary restraining order that she had issued, and she went over it, parts of it, sentence by sentence, line by line. I should add, I wasn't in the courtroom. I'm relying on other reporting for this information, but she was very serious about making sure that he understood what is required. And one thing I have to say I found really quite shocking is that she had said that all of these agents have to have body cameras on. And when she asked him if he had a body camera when he's been out on the street, he said no, he doesn't. He doesn't have a body camera, and he hasn't been trained yet in how to use a body camera. He's a named defendant. He's not just any agent. He's actually a defendant in this lawsuit. So the fact that a week later, or more than a week later, so a couple weeks later, he hasn't actually complied with that basic part of the TRO struck me as surprising.
So what happens if all of those points that were made today by the judge are not followed through with? What happens next?
Well, it depends, I think, on what exactly it means to not follow through. But she has the power to hold members of the government in contempt if they don't obey court order. So what exactly that would look like may depend very much on what exactly happens, on her belief or whether or not she's satisfied that there have been good faith efforts made to comply, and that perhaps some moments were not were more could be understood in other ways. But she did say that she was very skeptical about the use of tear gas, the way the federal agents have been using tear gas, and that she, although was not granting the plaintiff's new motion to bar its use altogether, she might do so in the future. So that's one thing that she might do, is to take away some of the tools that these agents are currently using.
I know I'm jumping 2 steps ahead, but with that possibility that you mentioned of the judge finding Bovino and his team in contempt of court, what could happen after that?
There are so many variables here. It depends on what the judge orders, whether she and what kind of contempt she concludes is appropriate, whether it's civil contempt or criminal contempt. There have been lots of questions raised about what happens if the federal marshals, who are the ones who generally enforce court orders, refuse to do so because they are, at least in part, member of the executive branch. But we don't entirely know. There are just too many variables to say at this point. But one thing I'll say is that we've heard the view that from Stephen Miller in the White House that these agents have immunity, and from a DOJ lawyer that there's no criminal liability at the state level, and that's just not true. If these agents commit crimes under state law, and in doing so are violating a federal court order, I think they're quite vulnerable to state criminal prosecution.
Right? Ooh. Oh, he has to report every week. Like, that's going to be hard. Y'all think that just by him going in there and reporting every week that ICE and the DHS are still not going to be out there arresting you illegal aliens and you criminals? Y'all out there waving your Viva la Mexico. You waving your flag, but you don't even want to go back to your country, you idiots. And by the way, you out there that's waving the flag, most of them are, guys, y'all look at that. Most of them are not even Mexican. It's still white people. White people, why don't y'all got the Black Lives Matter flag out there while you at it too? Right? Y'all out there waving the flag. And if you are out there and you're Mexican, you're waving the flag, a way to actually have them put a radar on you, you idiot. Because you do know that while you out there waving the flag, they find out who you are. They're going to try to find out who all your family members are. And if any of your family members are in this country illegally, thank you. Thank y'all very much. Because they're going to go look for them. Idiots. Now, the next thing that's great about this is y'all thought about doing something like this, going after the chief of the Department of Homeland Security, the chief of the police, the chief of the Border Patrol. Y'all thought going after him was all of a sudden going to make them lay off? Well, y'all just made Trump get more even pissed off because guess what?
Dana, good morning to you. So this is a massive overhaul of ICE leadership. I'm told by 4 senior DHS officials that they're removing up to 12 ICE chiefs from around the country from their positions and reassigning them. I'm told this is a move spearheaded by Corey Lewandowski, and it's all in an effort to boost deportation numbers, which are already at more than 500,000 since President Trump took office. So here's what we're talking about. Some of the ICE leadership positions being removed are the heads of ICE here in Los Angeles, in San Diego, Phoenix, Philadelphia, Seattle, El Paso, New Orleans, and Denver, just to name some of them. I'm told some of their replacements will be Border Patrol officials hand-selected by Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino, whose aggressive and sometimes controversial tactics to arrest illegal aliens have elevated him within the Trump administration. Now, this is significant because Border Patrol and ICE do very different things, and we've embedded with both agencies multiple times. When we're with ICE, they are typically doing targeted enforcement of criminal illegal aliens, always knowing who they are arresting beforehand and often doing hours of surveillance to try and learn the target's schedule. Now, Border Patrol has been much more aggressive. They conduct roving patrols and raids at places like Home Depot, car washes, and flea markets, pretty much arresting anyone they suspect is in the U.S. illegally. Now, replacing ICE leadership with Border Patrol officials signals the Trump administration wants deportation efforts to get much more aggressive, with one Border Patrol source telling Fox, quote, "What did everyone think mass deportations meant? Only the worst?" Tom Homan has said it himself. Anyone in the U.S. illegally is on the table. Now, DHS spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin wouldn't confirm the personnel shakeup in a statement to Fox, saying in part, quote, "While we have no personnel changes to announce at this time, the Trump administration remains laser focused on delivering results and removing violent criminal illegal immigrants from this country." And Dana, a senior Trump administration official, did confirm these personnel moves to Fox, adding that there was a big widespread review of ICE leadership after the One Big Beautiful Bill passed. And I'm told these changes were made based off who the administration feels can execute a mass deportation agenda with all of that added money and staffing coming from that bill. More to come.
All right, Bill Melugin, thank you.
All right, thank you, Bill. More right now with Manan Sheehan, Deputy ICE Director. Thanks for coming back, and good morning to you. I want to show our viewers the work of ICE thus far. 1.6 million illegals have self-deported, but you got 527,000 illegal aliens deported. Is that not good enough for the administration?
Yeah, y'all don't like that, do you? I know you don't like it. That's what you get. And I hope they do amp it up. I hope they do. Yeah. President Trump, if you listen to this right now, you have to beat Obama. Come on, ramp this thing up. Work harder, y'all. Come on. More people join ICE, join the Department of Homeland Security, get those sign-on bonuses, and get these folks out of our country. These illegal aliens, these illegal criminals that's not supposed to be in this country. They deliberately disobeyed the law of our land and came here anyway, and now they got these folks trying to take up for them. And the ones that's taking up for them, how about y'all jump on board and go with them? Where are all those governors, huh? Where's the mayor, Brandon Johnson? Where's the mayors of these different cities? Where's these state reps of the different cities that you are not going to come and take our hardworking immigrants? Where are y'all at? Yeah, like I thought. Anyway, let me know what y'all think about this by putting it in the comments below after this video. Not forgetting to do what you see in these elements right here that will greatly help my channel. The next video that I will be doing after this one in chronological order is going to be that one up there. Things as of yesterday you may have missed right here. If you have not subscribed, which I do not know why, click this. I am Ty Smith, model Renaissance man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, praying every last one of you guys in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.